The sports biopic genre has always walked a fine line between inspiration and imitation. Striking the right balance between authenticity and cinematic flair can be as grueling as the sport itself. With The Smashing Machine, filmmaker Benny Safdie steps into the ring solo, crafting a raw, intimate portrait of MMA legend Mark Kerr. And while the film's emotional candor and powerhouse lead performance promise something truly knockout-worthy, the story's uneven momentum keeps it from becoming the classic it could have been. Dwayne Johnson rebuilds himself, inside and out. For years, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been synonymous with larger-than-life roles: the indestructible hero, the charismatic bruiser, the action titan who never cracks. But in The Smashing Machine, Johnson completely disarms that image. His portrayal of Mark Kerr isn't just transformative, it's revelatory. Gone are the bravado and swagger of his wrestling persona. In their place stands a man broken by success, haunted by failure, and trapped in a cycle of addiction and self-destruction. Johnson buries himself in Kerr's pain and perfectionism, revealing a fragility that feels shockingly authentic. Even in the film's quieter moments, like when Kerr gently corrects his girlfriend for mixing his protein shake wrong, Johnson finds a way to communicate years of bottled-up anxiety and control. It's easily the finest work of his acting career, and though his trademark physique remains unmistakable, his emotional transformation is what truly astonishes. For once, the tears, tremors, and silences feel unforced, the kind of subtle, soulful work fans and critics have long hoped to see from him. Emily Blunt anchors the film's emotional core. Reuniting with Johnson after Jungle Cruise, Emily Blunt brings fire and tenderness to the role of Dawn Staples, Kerr's girlfriend and emotional lifeline. Their chemistry is undeniable, but unlike their earlier collaboration, this time it's jagged, messy, and heartbreakingly real. Blunt plays Dawn as a woman equally drawn to and destroyed by Kerr's volatility. Her performance brings necessary dimension to a script that occasionally confines her to the sidelines. Blunt's accent work and timing lend authenticity, but the film's strict adherence to Kerr's perspective leaves her character underexplored. Still, when she and Johnson share the screen, whether in moments of affection or confrontation, The Smashing Machine comes alive with emotional electricity. Ryan Bader's restrained performance as Mark Coleman provides a vital counterbalance. As Kerr's friend and fellow fighter, his quiet composure highlights the chaos unraveling Kerr's life. In just a handful of scenes, Bader suggests more depth than the script gives him space for, especially in the film's unexpected, bittersweet finale. A sharp script that doesn't hit hard enough. Safdie's solo directorial debut proves he's more than half of a creative duo. The screenplay is taut, often darkly humorous, and filled with the kinetic realism fans of Uncut Gems will recognize. Safdie's pacing and tonal control allow The Smashing Machine to breathe between its bouts of brutality. The film's best moments often take place outside the ring, in hospitals, locker rooms, and tense silences between lovers. But despite its technical polish and humanistic lens, The Smashing Machine suffers from a lack of narrative punch. Kerr's journey, while moving, follows a familiar trajectory: rise, fall, redemption. Safdie's attempts to elevate the material, particularly through the film's closing meta-twist involving the real Mark Kerr stepping into frame, feel more self-conscious than profound. It's a jarring creative decision that pulls viewers out of the emotional rhythm rather than deepening it. The result is a film that feels both deeply felt and strangely incomplete. Kerr's story is worth telling, but perhaps not compelling enough to sustain a 2-hour feature without the added myth-making that defines great sports dramas like Raging Bull or The Fighter. A knockout performance in a middling movie. Despite its flaws, The Smashing Machine remains a fascinating work, not because of what it says about the sport, but because of what it reveals about Dwayne Johnson. His portrayal of Mark Kerr is a startling reminder that vulnerability can be just as commanding as muscle. Safdie's direction ensures that the film never devolves into cliché, even when the story occasionally treads predictable ground. The humor lands, the heartbreak lingers, and Johnson's performance alone makes it essential viewing. Still, one can't help but feel that the film's emotional intensity doesn't quite translate into narrative power. In the end, the smashing machine isn't a knockout, but it's an honest, bruised, and beautifully flawed fighter in its own right. And for Dwayne Johnson, it may be the role that finally redefines his career, proving that behind every unbreakable man lies a soul just waiting to crack.